Welcome to your weekend focus for January the 19th and 20th, 2019. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it back to you tenfold. I truly wish the very best on your path forward for you. Let's get to the cards. Wow, the energy this weekend is incredibly strong. We have been in strong energy since we entered 2019. I think this is by far more potent than 2018, and all the planets were direct then as well. So time is probably slipping by, right? We're almost out of January, another 10 days or so, right? Mars, or not Mars, but Mercury. Mercury will be out of Capricorn in a few short days, trying to catch up to the sun, trying to surpass the sun. We have the lunar eclipse. Sun moving into Aquarius, so happy birthday. And look what we get. We get the Tower as the first card. My goodness. Well, like I was saying with the sun squaring Uranus, the only thing that you can depend on or the only thing that you can expect is the unexpected. This lunar eclipse is so strong because it's going to allow us to leave the past behind of what we choose to leave behind and move forward in new directions, new opportunities, new relationships, a new sense of being, accomplishment. And so it doesn't surprise me that we have the Tower card as our first card on this weekend. The energy is changing. It's time to make the decisions. It's time to understand where we truly want to step and what is impeding us, what is standing in our way, what doesn't allow us to move forward in the way we want. Now, the Tower card here symbolizes something that we can actually change in our lives and take control of and ownership of, and embrace whatever chaos or sadness or sorrow or happiness and joy that you're going through, for goodness sakes. But if we decide to put it on the back burner, if we decide not to be truthful with ourselves, if we decide to tell ourselves a story, not give it the attention or focus it deserves, and allow completions in our own way, in our own time, the Tower needs to come in right now and do that for us. So please, 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 regardless of what happens in your life, know it is for your greater good. Know that it is putting you on the path that you need to be on. And it could be something small and little. It could be on a grand scale. Absolutely. I listened to a radio show once, and they had you phone in and tell a story about yourself, about the worst and the best day of your life or event of your life. And usually they were the same things. And I can attest to that, being a single mom with 2 autistic boys. Boy, I didn't see that one coming. Most people say, you don't get a book, you don't get anything when you have a child. Well, even if I got the book, I would have to burn it. When I had autistic kids, I remember going over on play dates and stuff, and the parents would be looking, and I'd be like, oh, that's normal, that's what they do, and they're happy. That's who they are. Just because everybody else is playing with the truck in the sandbox doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. It's just the acceptable thing to do. The thing that, yeah. So, but By having that grace given to me, that huge learning lesson in life, because they taught me a lot more than I'll ever teach them, it turned me into the person I am today. The high priestess. The high priestess shows up to, ask you to please sit in quiet contemplation and look within and see your magic, your talents, your abilities, your personality, your empathy, your love, your courage, your strength, your willpower, your determination, your worth. But yes, definitely the magic. And allow it out to bring in the magic, to bring in the balance. So, like the tower card could be you get stuck in traffic and you get late for an appointment, but because you're late, this happened, or traffic was just perfect and all the lights were green, and you got there like 15 minutes early. And so all of a sudden you have this opportunity to do something or meet somebody or learn something. It's that kind of energy with the tower sometimes to get you to notice something that they've been trying to show you for a while, to throw you off in some way. So maybe it's sitting in quiet contemplation. Maybe since you're stuck in traffic, you might as well just sit there for a minute and talk to yourself about how beautiful you are, what you plan to do going forward. Talking out your plan, talking out your commitments, your obligations, what you want to see manifest in your life, become tangible in your life. And if you're early, well, you've got 15 minutes to sit there. So be thankful for those moments. Nine of Wands. It's an interesting card. The Nine of Wands. Behind us, we have all the wands, which represent all the paths that we have walked to this point. Now, notice that each one of them has growth. Some of it huge growth, some of it just a little bit of growth, but growth. That's your knowledge, that's your wisdom that you've picked up along the way. And we hold this new wand in our hand and we are ready for action, but we are sizing it up because you know what? Look how gnarled it looks. Look at how crooked it looks. It's not like the other ones. So this is a path in which we will grow, in which we will learn, in which we will stumble. And it's like we're taking up the challenge here. Now, it's in detriment. So, where do we sit in fear? Where do we have anxiety? There's a lot of unknowns. Huh. What ifs? It would be a terrible shame for you to put that wand aside. Because you're dressed in red for your courage, for your strength, for your passion, and white for new beginnings, new starts, new opportunities, new relationships. And the ones behind you tell you that you have been prepared. So do you see the ones behind you, or are you so concentrated on the forward motion that you don't really see your value, your worth, your magic? What needs to happen in your life so that you actually see it for the first time, maybe ever? We have the Six of Cups. Now, this is about reminiscing. This is about looking back, absolutely. But I'm getting a different meaning for the card right now. I see us as that little child because we are in this three energy, right? In 2019 is the energy of the three. No, it's the 12, but you have to remember how you got to the three. So it is a little bit of the hangman and accepting what is and letting go. Um, ending a struggle, giving up control where you really didn't have any control, surrendering or sacrificing in some way, taking time to reflect, taking time to just be. And then we get to the three energy, which is the child, right? Father, mother, now we're at child. And it's such a divine and beautiful number. And it's about your personal growth and health. It's about travel. It's about self expression in your own unique self expression and the expansion of your self expression. And we do that through tapping into unlimited energy, curiosity. We do that through, yeah, you kind of have to watch it, a playful, right? Curious. And then we kind of have to learn to work with that energy, and we won't go there now because we want to just watch the video and just find out about this weekend. Um, but here we are, we're the child. And it's almost like, ooh, we've been burnt before. The last time we touched a flower, a bee came out and stung us, or, we have a bad experience with a flower, or maybe we don't think that we are worthy of even touching such a beautiful thing. We're not deserving in some way. We've been told that we were a bad little child. Shame on us. And our angel hovers over us there, dressed in gold and white, and says, get closer. It's okay. Touch them. Smell them. Embrace them. Nothing bad will happen if you go after your dreams, your passions, your love, your beauty. The Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles ends it all by, where's your focus? And where does your focus need to be? Are you putting it on the past? Are you putting it on your path forward? Are you putting it on recognizing the magic within you? Are you putting it anywhere else but it needs to be? Where's your focus? Where does it need to be? What's the plan? And with the Seven of Pentacles, I mean, the crop is maturing quite well. So we've already done a lot of the legwork in order to get to this point in our path. We have to appreciate that. But now do we just let the weeds grow? Now do we just let it get grown over? Or maybe we're not going to water it anymore and they're not going to grow into the beauty they could be? The success, the happiness, the joy, the love it could be? Look at that. Look at that moon behind us. So maybe we need to make some new commitments to ourselves, get ourselves, into a routine, a different routine, a new routine. Allow new things in. Allow old things to go. And a lot of the times we don't even realize what we're hanging on to because it's just become a part of who we are. It's been around so long, and at one time, boy, oh boy, it got us through something. But we don't need it anymore. We don't even see it because we're not looking. We're looking at anything else. And it's amazing when those kinds of things happen. You start to see yourself doing the same thing. When you come home, don't do what you normally do. Do something different. If you usually sit down at the TV or the computer for 15 minutes, don't do that. Grab the broom and sweep the kitchen floor fast. See what happens to your energy. Did I cut those cards? I don't know. Cut them again. We have catch your breath. 15. Catch your breath. Taking time to just be. Where's our book? There's our book. 15. Take a break. Enjoy a quiet period. Time to regroup, recover, balance, and stabilize yourself. It's wise to keep in mind the fact that this is for a limited amount of time, limited period of time. I can't read or talk. You are pausing to regain your footing. As you evaluate your environment, check to see if you need to clear any ill will with anyone. Ask for forgiveness and be willing to forgive as necessary to move forward. Enjoy this downtime. Acknowledge the importance of recharging your energy so you are refreshed and ready to tackle life and any challenges that come your way. And everybody always gets a little ask for forgiveness, but give forgiveness where necessary. And where it's necessary, if you walked away from, say, a bad relationship, and 5, 10, 20 years later, you're still talking about, oh, do you know what that person did to me? And this is where I am because of it. You know what? You're allowing them control still over you. You left that relationship to break the control, and yet they still control you because you're not willing to take the lesson forward. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, you start phoning them up and hanging out with them or anything. You're just going to send a message, a clear message saying, no longer can you have a tie to me. I forgive you for being a complete idiot. I don't know. I forgive you. And give it up to God and your angels. Ask them for help to move past it, to only take the lesson, to leave the baggage behind. If there's nothing else about this full moon, this lunar eclipse that we are going to be experiencing at 0 degree of Leo, it's becoming the child. It's jumping into romance and happy. I mean, that's Leo for you. Romance, happiness, joy, passion. Playtime. I mean, all the energy is pointing to the same thing. But when you want to do those things, you can't do it with a bunch of baggage holding you down. And yes, you may be working through some very powerful emotions right now. I will pray for you. I promise. Any of you that are having issues and problems, you put it in the comment. You put it in the comment, and I automatically do a little prayer for you before I read the comment. Just thank you. But don't allow, nobody can make you happy or depressed or sad, or it's the emotion, right? When somebody says something and then you get all, oh, I can't believe they said that about me. Well, why is that bothering you so much? Because if it's not true, who cares? And the more you act like you care, the more they think, oh, I think they're right about that. Look at how she's reacting about that. Oh, she's got her dander up there. So take a step back and understand why you are presenting certain emotions. Somebody must have needed to hear that. Okay, so we'll cut the cards. You know, I keep thinking I've been using the animal cards for quite a while, and maybe I should retire them and move in a new deck. But they're so right each and every single time. I just love this deck. Keep your eye on the prize. Where's your focus? What's holding you back? What's not allowing you to go forward? The Vulture says keep your eye on the prize, release goals and vision. In order to land your dream life, you need to make a conscious effort to visualize it happening. However, keeping your eye on the prize takes practice. It's all about getting rid of the misconceptions about yourself, giving up emotional baggage, and putting a new belief system into place. Goosebumps, I tell ya. Vulture tells you that you have been waiting too long, or you have waited long enough to gain the life you want. You've waited long enough to gain the life you want. And all the energy is supporting you truly in moving in the direction that you want to go. Let's see what the book says. You have wasted time looking at what everybody else has, spent too much time wishing instead of doing. And now it's time for you to create a short-term goal along with some long-term goals. Make yourself accountable by writing your goals down. It helps to keep the vision of what you want in clear sight. And by the way, the 3 energy is all about words. Words will be so powerful this year. So if there was ever a year when you should be journaling, and maybe you've even felt the call to just journal or write that book or that poetry, or because the 3 rules words. Keep the vision of what you want in sight. Pick up projects from the past and make an effort to finish them. Completion helps to open the doors for new projects instead of cluttering the path. These projects can be as little as rearranging your cabinets, cleaning the garage, or sparkling up your resume and sending it out. I think that's, nope, Vulture goes on just a little bit more. Spend some time reflecting on the past year or years and bring about conclusions. Think of it as the time the farmers harvest their crop and prepare the land for next season. You too have to prepare your mind, body, and soul for the same. Visualize what you want to have happen, and then keep your eye on the prize. So if you want joy, if you want happiness, if you want love, then you need to visualize it and you need to step in that direction. You need to cultivate it. Where's our cultivating? Where's your focus? What are you cultivating? Is it going to be a bumper crop? Are you going to see it through? Because you've walked a lot of miles in order to get this far. So where do you think that you cannot embrace the love, the beauty, the success, the stature, whatever, the good health that you want? Where do you think that you're not allowed for some reason? Because you are. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.